Not with noise, but with life. Cups clinked, machines hissed, soft music floated in the background, and conversations overlapped like half-finished thoughts. Outside, the city rushed by, unaware that inside this small cafe, two strangers were about to collide in the most unexpected way. Adam Carter hated being late. But life as a single dad had taught him something else: control was an illusion. He glanced at his watch while holding his 4-year-old daughter, Lily, on his hip. She had fallen asleep halfway through her chocolate muffin, crumbs still stuck to the corner of her mouth. Her tiny hand clutched his jacket as if the world might disappear if she let go. Adam smiled faintly. She, was the center of his universe. He carefully shifted her weight and walked toward an empty table near the window. His movements were practiced, gentle, like someone who had learned patience the hard way. The dark circles under his eyes told their own story: too many sleepless nights, too many responsibilities carried alone. He had promised Lily a quiet afternoon. Just the two of them. No babysitter. No rushed errands. Just coffee, muffins, and pretending the world didn't demand so much. But the world had other plans. "Excuse me, sorry." "Oh." Adam stopped abruptly as someone bumped into him. "I'm so sorry," a woman's voice said quickly. He looked up, and forgot how to breathe. She stood there frozen, eyes wide, hands half raised in panic. She wore a simple blue dress, slightly wrinkled, like she'd rushed out the door without checking the mirror. A few strands of her dark hair had escaped her loose ponytail, framing her face. Her eyes were the kind that made you pause, deep, expressive, carrying something unspoken. "I didn't see you," she added softly, glancing at Lily. "Oh my God, she's adorable." Adam blinked, snapping out of his trance. Yeah, sorry. She's asleep." The woman smiled, relief washing over her face. "Good. I thought I woke her." Adam shifted Lily gently. "It's okay. She could sleep through an earthquake." The woman laughed, a small, nervous sound. Then she looked around the cafe, suddenly tense, like a deer sensing danger. Adam noticed it. "Are you okay?" he asked. She hesitated. Then her gaze locked onto his. "No," she said honestly. Before he could respond, a man's voice echoed from near the counter. "Emily." Her shoulders stiffened. "There you are," the voice continued. "I've been looking all over for you." Adam watched as color drained from her face. She swallowed hard, then did something completely insane. She stepped closer to Adam. Too close. And whispered, "Please. I know this is crazy, but I need you to help me." Adam frowned. What?" Her eyes pleaded with him. "Be my husband. Just for 1 minute." He stared at her. "What?" Before he could process a single word, she grabbed the collar of his jacket. And kissed him. Time stopped. Not the poetic kind. The real kind, where your brain shuts down, your body freezes, and the world narrows to one impossible moment. Her lips were warm, soft, brief, but deliberate. Adam's heart slammed against his chest like it was trying to escape. She pulled back just as quickly, her breath shaky, eyes still locked onto his. "I'm so sorry," she whispered urgently. "I'll explain. I promise. Just play along." Adam hadn't even decided whether he was alive or dead when Lily stirred. Daddy." Emily's eyes widened in terror. Adam reacted on instinct. "Yes, sweetheart," he said calmly, adjusting Lily against him. Emily froze. Lily's sleepy eyes fluttered open. She looked at Emily, then smiled. "Mommy," she murmured. Adam's heart nearly stopped. Emily's lips parted in shock. Lily rubbed her eyes. "You're pretty." Emily swallowed, then smiled gently. "Thank you, sweetie." The man from the counter approached. There was no backing out now. "Emily," the man said sharply. "What is going on?" Emily slid her hand into Adam's free hand. Adam felt the warmth of her fingers. The way they trembled slightly. "This," Emily said, forcing a smile, "is my husband." Adam's brain screamed what? "And our daughter," she added, nodding at Lily. The man's eyes narrowed. "Your husband? Since when?" Adam cleared his throat. Since when, indeed? Since always, Adam said before thinking. Emily's eyes flicked to him, surprised. Grateful. The man studied Adam, then Lily. His gaze lingered, suspicious. "You never mentioned a husband," he said slowly. Emily lifted her chin. "You never asked." Silence stretched. Lily yawned and rested her head against Adam's shoulder again, already drifting back to sleep. The man scoffed. Unbelievable. He shook his head. Well, congratulations, I guess. Then he turned and walked out. The cafe door shut behind him. And just like that, it was over. Emily released Adam's hand instantly, stepping back like she'd been burned. I am so sorry, she said, words tumbling out. That was completely inappropriate and insane and Adam stared at her, still stunned. You kissed me. I know, she said. God, I know. I panicked. He exhaled slowly. Why? She hesitated, then sighed. That was my ex. Adam raised an eyebrow. He doesn't believe in boundaries, she continued. Or no. He believes they exist, to be crossed. Adam nodded slowly. And pretending I'm your husband fixes that. For exactly 1 minute, she said. Usually. Adam glanced down at Lily, peacefully asleep again. Then back at Emily. Well, he said dryly, you picked a strange guy to fake marry. Emily gave a weak laugh. You were holding a child. You looked safe. Something about that word hit him harder than he expected. Safe. They stood there awkwardly. I should go, Emily said. Before I cause more chaos in your life. She turned. Wait, Adam said before he could stop himself. She paused. You never explained your name. She smiled faintly. Emily. He nodded. I'm Adam. And, next time you need a fake husband. She looked at him. Try asking first. She laughed genuinely this time. Deal. She walked toward the door. Adam watched her leave. He didn't know why, but something told him that 1 minute wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Adam didn't follow Emily out of the cafe. He told himself it was because Lily was still asleep in his arms. He told himself it was because strangers didn't just walk back into your life. But the truth sat heavier in his chest. He couldn't stop replaying the moment. The way Emily's hand had trembled in his. The fear in her eyes. The way she had looked relieved, safe, for exactly 1 minute. Adam sat down by the window, carefully easing Lily into the chair beside him. She curled instinctively toward him, her small fingers finding his sleeve again. You okay, Daddy? She mumbled without opening her eyes. Yeah, baby, he whispered. I'm okay. He wasn't sure if that was true. Being a single dad meant carrying quiet things. Grief that had nowhere to go. Love that had doubled overnight. Exhaustion that never fully left. Adam hadn't planned to raise Lily alone. No one ever does. 4 years ago, he'd been sitting in a hospital hallway, holding a paper cup of coffee that had gone cold while the doctor explained things in a voice too calm for words that sharp. Complications. Sudden. Nothing they could do. Maya had smiled at him that morning. She had teased him about forgetting his lunch again. She had kissed his cheek and told him to be careful driving. And then she was gone. Adam learned 2 things that day. The world does not pause for grief. A tiny human can become your reason to breathe. Lily had cried for hours that first night. Adam had cried silently beside her crib, terrified of doing everything wrong. He'd learned anyway. How to braid hair with clumsy fingers. How to cook dinners that were half burned but full of love. How to smile at school events while feeling completely alone. He had stopped dating without ever officially deciding to. Love felt dangerous. And then a stranger kissed him in a coffee shop. Daddy. Adam blinked back to the present. Yes. Can we go home now? Lily asked softly. Of course. He lifted her again, grabbed his coat, and headed for the door. Just before stepping outside, he saw her. Emily stood across the street, phone pressed to her ear, shoulders hunched. Her expression wasn't panic now. It was tired. The kind of tired Adam recognized. The call ended. She lowered the phone and exhaled slowly, like she'd been holding her breath all day. Adam hesitated. Every sensible voice in his head said keep walking. Instead, he crossed the street. Emily. She looked up, startled. Oh, hi, she said quickly. I thought you'd already left. I was about to, he replied. An awkward pause. I just wanted to check, he added, are you okay now? She considered lying, then sighed. Not really. But better than 5 minutes ago. Adam nodded. That's something. She glanced at Lily. She's still asleep. Barely. Lily peeked at Emily, then smiled. Hi, pretty lady. Emily laughed softly. Hi again. Something about that small exchange cracked her guard. I owe you more than an apology, Emily said. Can I buy you another coffee sometime? Adam raised an eyebrow. Another. She smiled sheepishly. The kiss doesn't count as payment, right? He almost laughed. Almost. Coffee's fine, he said. But I should warn you, I come with a tiny sidekick. I like sidekicks, Emily said gently. They walked together. Not close. Not far. Just enough to feel aware of each other. They sat at a small park nearby. Lily slid down the bench and began chasing pigeons with serious determination. She's brave, Emily said, watching her. She gets that from her mom, Adam replied. Emily glanced at him. Was she? Adam nodded. Yeah, I'm sorry, she said immediately. He shrugged lightly. Most people are. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Emily spoke. My ex, Daniel, doesn't like losing, she said. Especially control. Adam listened. He still thinks I belong to him, she continued. Showing up unannounced. Questioning my choices. Acting like I need permission to live. And the husband act scares him off, Adam said. For a while, she admitted. Until he finds another angle. Adam frowned. That's not okay. Emily smiled sadly. I know. She looked at him then, really looked. You didn't hesitate back there, she said. Most people would have pulled away. Adam watched Lily laugh as a pigeon escaped her. I've learned, he said quietly, that sometimes people act strange because they're scared. Emily swallowed. And you? She asked. What scares you? Adam didn't answer immediately. Losing her, he said finally, nodding toward Lily. And letting someone close enough to risk that again. Emily nodded slowly. Yeah, she whispered. That makes sense. The sun dipped lower. Lily ran back, breathless. Daddy, I'm tired. Adam lifted her without effort. Emily stood. I should go, she said softly. Thank you. For everything. Even the 1-minute marriage. He smiled faintly. You're welcome. She took a step back. Then stopped. Adam. Yes. If I asked you for coffee again, she said carefully, not as a husband, just as a man. He met her eyes. I'd say yes. Emily smiled. Not rushed. Not nervous. Real. And for the first time in a long time, Adam didn't feel like he was just surviving. He felt like something new was beginning.